Hello, everybody. I hope you're okay. Today's Sunday. It's 11:17 here in Ireland. Apologies for my voice, but hay fever is very bad. At least these past days to me. But everything's gonna be okay. Okay? So I hope you're okay. I hope you're fine. Enjoying the summer. We are officially in the summer, no? And I I want to let you know the today the topic is wealth. Let's talk about wealth, uh, and this that which we will try to connect. Okay, sorry guys, sneezing, scratching the eyes. It's part of my life now. But anyway, that's what we have for today. Okay, so let's do our initial prayer. I want to invite everyone to close your eyes, open up your heart, make connection with superior spirits, with our mentors of Ireland, asking them to enlighten ourselves and giving us strength and courage to always moving forward. So be it. Amen. Okay, so let me put it here the presentation. I like this one here. There we go. The providential utility of riches. And when we talk about being rich, the first question come up to our mind is why has God given wealth and power to some and poverty to others? Why he allowed this to happen? Some people are very, very, very wealthy. Other people are very, very, very poor. Why we have these two differences instead of putting everyone in the same boat? Let's see what the Spirit says to us about this question. Question 814 of the Spirit's book. To try them in different ways. What is more, as you know, it is the spirits themselves who select those trials which they often fail. So, in other words, what we're saying here is the choice is not from God, the choice is for us. We choose the type of challenge we will face on our next incarnation. Based in what? Based in our assumptions, which goals I need to reach, what's my intention, what's my my goals I needed to reach. No, what I have been failing in during my previous incarnations. So it's me, it's us who make the choice. But why God allows? Because If he will stop something, he will be interfering in one of his laws, which is law of free will. Okay? So if we let him interfere in our free will, or if he interfere in our free will, this is not a law anymore. Therefore, he's not God anymore. You know what I mean? So the law is unchangeable, is immutable. The law of God, the law of nature, is unchangeable, it is immutable. So we need to start to stop blaming him or her or it about everything that happened in our life, because the problems, the sorrows, or the happiness we face in our life, they are consequences from our own actions. Either I made these actions in present life, or I want to fix something from previous ones. It's not necessarily why, it's not necessarily you 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 did something bad, you are suffering. Oh, I'm suffering in this life because I did something very bad in the past life. Not necessarily. But a lot of people, especially spiritists, in order to make easy, they say, "Oh, I'm suffering because I was a bad person." But no, no, you are suffering perhaps because you are still a bad person. You were a bad person, and now you are incarnated, but and you still keep being a bad person. Change your attitudes, change your ways. Okay, let's move on. Elevate, and on question 816 of the Spirit's book. Elevation in this world and authority over our fellow beings are trials that are just as difficult as those of misfortune are. The richer are more powerful we are, the more obligations we have to fulfill, and the greater our means of doing both good and evil. God tries poor people by submission, and the rich by use they make of their wealth and power. So, in other words, they are saying, of course, different challenges, different consequences, different tasks. If a person is very wealth, let's say they have more obligation with that, because there is nothing wrong being rich. What is wrong is being rich and selfishness, make discriminatory judgments, not practicing, in other words, not practicing the charity. But the charity here, oh, he gives money to that place, he gives money to this. Okay, is that rich person putting these in announcements? If yes, he's doing something good, but he's not doing charity. If he's doing this anonymously, helping a lot of people, nobody knows, he's still being rich, he's still being wealth, but he knows how to define pleasure, obligation, and thinking about the others, which we call here charity. Doing the charity. Look after some places, look after their families, or look after a lot of things, not just look after his family. Oh, he's very good because he's helping his mom, his aunties, his family. Well, okay, great. But what about the others? So being rich, I would say it's more challenge than being poor. Let's go to how about the poor thing. Someone who is very poor. They don't have what to eat. But if someone knocking his door, oh, gonna can you give me a shelter? He will give you. Let's say he got a food for from donation, and someone knock his door and say, "Hey, I'm hungry. Can you help me?" That person will help. So there is nothing wrong in being rich and being poor. There is nothing wrong being poor and make efforts in order to be rich. What is wrong is being poor and you try to make you rich at any cost. That's the problem. When you start to hurting people, when you starting to be too aggressive, when you try to make anything bad in order to be rich, in order to reach our goals. That's the problem. So, as you can see here, we do have problems in any kind of situation, different positions, but almost the same challenges. Okay, let's move here. So, why Jesus said, "Verily I say to you, that is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to enter the kingdom of heaven." So, here's our camel, and here we have our needle. So, question 116. Wealth and power awaken other passions that attach us to matter, and they keep us from spiritual perfection. So, let's say uh, the story about it is uh, there are many stories about this parable here, but one that I think is not true, but this makes sense to me, Stevan. Okay, um, of course, at that time in the they used to travel using camels. Okay, there's no cars, no this, so the main transport at that time used to be a camel, and they put a lot of things in the camel. Okay, and when they reach a certain city, they need to do the customs. Yes, because they usually find when you enter a city some large doors and a narrow door. Okay, so in order to make sure they are not bringing something, not customers like us today. We call customers because customers is the more more comparable to us today. So this the travelers, they used to travel, and when they reach there, they go, oh, unload your camel and make allow your camel to pass through here. And it was very tiny, in which just reached the camel, so they cannot hide any box and anything. So the camel passed through, and then after being passed through, they inspect or they see what they are bringing and move forward, something like that. Okay, so this this is for me which makes sense, and why Jesus compare here being rich, because when you are rich, when you are wealth, you are you can be more attached to material possessions. So you don't want to lose your position, lose your car, and start to using the bus, public transport. You don't want to uh, uh, stop eating in nice restaurants, good meals, to go to popular restaurants. So someone who travels in first class, of course they're gonna have a good experience. Of course, they will have an amazing opportunity. Like I saw, I'm seeing a lot of videos on YouTube, people showing videos. Oh, I'm in first class on Qatar or British Airways or Emirates. All these, it is nice. Of course, I can confess to you. Of course, I wish to travel that way as well. You know, your seat becomes a bed, and you have a nice attention, a lot of good food, good drinks. Of course, everybody. We cannot be here. Oh, I'm a spirit, of course. But the point is, where is the boundary between I like this, I know this, and I'm being attached to it? That's the problem. If you have money and you can afford all the time travel in first class, happy days, good, go. But do you, how do you use your money? Are you watching other people, or you're being greedy? That's the problem. Then, when the riches become a problem, are you treating people differently just because of their social class, their position? That's become a problem. Okay? So, is wealth a bad thing? According to Plato, both poverty and wealth, therefore, have a bad effect on the quality of the work and the workman himself. Wealth and poverty, I answered. One produces luxury and idleness and a passion for novelty. The other meanness and bad workmanship and revolution in the bargain. This is Plato. See, since that time, years before Christ, Plato and we can say here Socrates, because Plato was a disciple of Socrates. So he had this, and it's exactly what I'm saying today. This is exactly what Jesus said when he was here. So, question 815. They are equally dangerous. Poverty inspires complaints against providence, while wealth stimulates all kinds of excesses. God does not condemn wealth, and no one is condemned because he is rich. What God condemns is the misuse of fortune. This is corroborate what I just told you, and we can find this by Carby Schutter in the book Parables and Teachings of Jesus. Okay? So, why did Jesus tell the man to get rid of his wealth? Why? So, one of the explanations we can use for that parable, uh, I don't remember the name of the author of the book, but one of the books, Marie Inés, I think that's it, and she was explaining this parable. The young guy who approached Jesus and said, "Oh, Jesus, I have honor mom and dad. I have doing this, and what I need to do to follow you." And Jesus said, "Leave everything, everything, the rich, because he was very rich, he was very young. He leave everything and follow me." The problem is when you say to someone who is in a good position, leave everything and follow me. So the guy was thinking and he said, "Jesus, in 2 weeks, we will have games here. And I would like to be in that game. Can I follow you in 2 weeks?" And Jesus said, "No, the the time of heaven, something like this is not correct, starts today. Therefore, the the young guy didn't follow Jesus because he wants to go to the competition, to the games. And because he was rich, powerful, and he was one of the they have chance to win that game. He was there. The game starts, so he needs to ride the kind of trailer, I don't know the name in English, but they need to ride. Is a kind of a horse ride, and he was there. And unfortunately, a stone, or there was a stone in the middle of the way, in which the roads of the trailer hit that stone, and threw the young man to the floor, and all the other horses who were behind him passed through him. At the end, he passed away. So, Jesus, again, that's a good example. He didn't interfere in his free will. Jesus, I would say, he could say at that time, hey, my friend, follow me because in 2 weeks you may be dead. But no, he wanted to see what was his choice, what was his decision, what was inside of his heart. If he was saying, I want to follow you from just saying this, because that's the true thing, or he was saying this to his heart. He really, really wants to follow Jesus. That's the problem, my friends. The choices we do today. Are you doing your choices from your heart or from your mouth? So, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. When the spirit does not feel sufficiently armed against the seductions of wealth, it must depart from this dangerous proof, preferably seek a simple life, far from the vertigo of fortune and greatness. They know that labor, deprivation, suffering develop the mainly forces of the soul, while prosperity diminishes them. In the attachment from the human things, some have found the satisfaction, others the power that makes genius. This is in the book after that, chapter 45, Leon Denis. So perhaps I know what I need to do, but when someone knock your door and say, "Hey, come to me. I am Jesus. Follow me." We will follow him. Or you're gonna say, "Hey, wait 1 second. I need to do this report for my work here. I need to feed my kids. I need to," and then I follow you. No, the invitations give you just once. Do you want to come with me? And do not think and go. And we receive these invitations many times during our day, many times during our life, and consistently, most of us keep not accepting this invitation. How many times have you had this opportunity, but something hold you? What's the difference between a child and an adult? A child is what we call innocent, and the adult is full of fear. The fear keep us apart from being successful. The fear remove us from our dreams. The fear remove us from our choices. Fear of fail, fear of being judged by someone. And we need to trust in God, the divine providence, like like a child, let's say 3 years old. Child and the father, they need to cross the street. A child to give a hand to the father, and the father cross the street and put the child safely to the other side of the road. And the child did not look if let me help daddy. Let me double check here if there is a car coming. No, the child just doesn't care. He gives the hands to his father and let's go. He trusts that the father will conduct him in safety to the other side. And we lose that. Let's say we are 33 years old, we lose that. Why? Because we got in fear. If you give someone the hands and try to cross the street, I'm pretty sure you will look to see if you can see a car coming or not. I'm pretty sure you're gonna look at. I will, and I'm pretty sure you as well will double check if the car is coming. So wealth consists not to having great possessions, but in having few wants. Are you wealth? Or your wants list is still pushing you back? Okay. Also, in the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 16, item 7, we can find the following. What Jesus proposed to him was a deceived test. We're talking about here that young guy. Proposed to him was a deceived test destined to uncover the depths of his thoughts. Beyond doubt, he could be a perfect, honest man in the eyes of the world, never causing harm to anyone, never cursing his neighbors, never being vain, futile, or prideful, and always honoring his mother and father. But still, he did not possess true charity because his virtues did not go as far as abnegation. This is what Jesus wished to demonstrate by applying the principle without charity, there is no salvation. So, charity it's something. Oh, but Esteban, I'm a very charitable person. I love the charity. I can do charity every day. Oh, great! What do you do? Oh, I go to the nursing homes. I help the people there. Road crashes. I help. I do this. I do that. Oh, great! Perfect. But there is a difference in doing good and being charitable. Are you doing this charity because you want to be good or because, oh, I'm a spiritist, I need to be charitable? Or you're doing this because you really, really, really feel compassion about those you are giving your time because you really feel that those people deserve be beside you. You deserve to be there. What are the lessons are you learning when you do this? Because when you do such type of work, you are there to learn, not to teach. We are there to receive lessons, and us will receive the charity, not us will give the charity. It's completely different. If you're there just because, oh, just to be nice is good, I am spirituous, I need to be charitable, then we can say you're doing good. You're doing a good deed, of course. Of course, helping someone is always a good deed. But what's the intention behind it? Think about it. Reflect about it. Okay? Is it possible to serve God and Mammon at the same time? God, remember Jesus' choice? Jesus offered to the rich man. One side we have the right thing to do, the charity. The other side, we have attachment to the mother, which here is represented by Mammon. Can I try to balance both and say, hey, why I do this? Can I do this? And tomorrow I'll follow you. Can we do this? Can we choose both? I would say no. You cannot choose both. Our decision must be firm because when you say I decide charity, you don't care about tomorrow. You just trust you will receive everything you need in order to keep surviving and keep you moving forward. You know in the providence. Remember the child, 3 years old, crossing the street with the father. That's the part. You don't care if you come in car or not. Your father is looking for this. You just give your hands to your dad and let's go. But the opposite. Oh, I want to have fame. I want to do. Oh, it's totally different. How many kids I see today, even my daughter's here, I want to be famous. How many people we know being famous is a great pain because they cannot walk to the shopping, they cannot do anything without being recognized. They cannot have a date without seeing his picture, her picture, in the newspaper. Oh, but they are rich. Yes, good. No problem. That's a consequence. Pay attention to this. It is not possible to serve both. If you feel your soul to be dominated by the lust of the flesh, make haste to ride yourself off his yoke that tyrannizes you. This is the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 16, item 11. So, if you are more tendency to choose mammon, it's time to get rid of all these luggages that's not necessary for you. When you're going to travel, you just put in your baggage things you're going to wear and use in that country or in that place. You don't put your entire wardrobe. and then go. Okay? To be happy, does man need wealth? What is happiness? That's an excellent question. Oh, I will be happy once I have like $1 million in my bank account. I will be happy when I have $5 million in my bank account. I will be happy if I have that car and you buy the car and you still feel empty. I'll be happy if I go to see that place and you go to see that place and you feel unhappy. So, therefore, what is happiness? We believe that the Creator had made us all rich without exemption because of the authentic wealth we see comes from work, and all of us, in one way or another, can work and serve. Remember, Jesus said, to enter in the kingdom of heaven, you need to serve. Serve. You need to be a servant. Can you imagine someone very, very well being a serf? Difficult, isn't it? I know it does exist. Yes, it do. But we don't see very often. As for happiness, we believe that it is born in the peace of the conscience, trunk, tranquil by the duty fulfilled and grows in the intimate of each person, as the person seeks to make the happiness of others without asking happiness for itself. So the main point here is you're doing this because you want to receive an applause from the others, or doing this for yourself. Try to think, try to analyze. Okay? What then is the best way to employ riches? Love one another. Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 16, item 11. Love one another. Work hard and have faith. Give without expectation. Use your manners. Always tell the truth. Do your best. Forgive everyone. Be grateful. Use kind words. Look for opportunities to serve. Count your blessings. Say your prayers. That's the recipe for happiness. Doesn't matter if you are rich or not. Doesn't matter if you're wealthy or not. When you love one another, when you work hard and have faith, give you without expectation. So I'm doing this, but I don't care what's the consequence. Use your manners. Always treat people in a nice way. Always tell the truth, do your best. Forgive everyone, be grateful. Use kind words. Look for opportunity to serve. Count your blessings. Say your prayers. And this is it what I have for today, my friends. That's it. See? This is what I have for today. I hope you like it. I hope you are with the problem now. How to behave, how to use your wealth, because your wealth and wealth is not measured by how much money do you have in your bank account. Wealth is how much, uh, not blessings, but how much work you have done, work towards the others. Okay, my friends. Uh, don't forget that every Tuesday and every Thursday we do have our online show, Gospel According to Spiritism on Tuesday, Spirit's Book on Thursday. Every Wednesday we do have our Spirit's Book study group. Also on Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. we do have our healing. So our healing team prepare a meeting, virtual meeting in which you can stay with them for 15 minutes ish, and you can have your healing. Okay, just remember we will return to face meetings on the first weekend of September. If I'm not wrong, is 4th of September. The venue will be available soon. And please pay attention. I know we are just refreshing our website www.isf.ie, and soon we will see the address over there. Okay. I wish you again a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy the summer. God bless you all. Thank you. Bye bye. Oh, I forgot. Final prayer. Master Jesus, thank you for the lessons today. Thank you for those teachings. We ask you to support us in order to make the right decisions, in order to help us to think about our neighbors. Help us. So be it. Amen. Okay, my friends, I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.